Hiya folks, welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution. So this is the third mission that I'm going for here on Isla Pena, and it's going to be the security mission. And if you were hoping for an easier time after the previous two, then I'm sorry to say you might be disappointed, because as with needs management and a star attraction for the other divisions, this mission is also a challenge. But hopefully, if you follow my tips and advice here, you'll get through without too much of a problem. Let's go. Just a heads up as well, guys, I have also done videos on how to complete the other missions on this island. It's a really tough island, this one, so that's needs management and a star attraction. If you haven't done those yet, you might want to just bookmark the playlist that this video is in so you can come back to it when you do get to those ones. But I will also be doing more Jurassic World Evolution content as well going forward, so please do check back if you want to, and if you want to see more of that as it comes out. Right then, let's get on with today's goal, which is the field testing mission. And this is for the security division, so if you don't have access to this one, make sure you just complete some contracts for the security division in order to unlock it. And what you're going to want to do before you even begin to think about completing this particular mission is to make sure that you are prepared. And there's a few things you're going to want to do in order to prepare. The first thing is to make sure you have enough enclosures for these dinosaurs. Now you're going to be creating 3 carnivores, none of whom like to actually exist peacefully with one another, so they will all be fighting if you put them in the same pen. That said, due to space limitations, you might have to do some juggling about it, at least that's what I've found. What I've done, in fact, is gone ahead and incubated all 3 of these dinosaurs in the same hatchery, and then I can move them about as need be. In fact, the first objective after you've actually incubated your dinosaurs is to get rid of them. So it doesn't matter, in all honesty, if you put them in the same enclosure to begin with, as long as you're fast with your ACU helicopter at tranquilizing them. So make sure, of course, you have the traits that the mission requires for you. If you don't incubate them with the trait, then you are going to actually not trigger the objective, which is really annoying. What I highly recommend to do is to just save your game before you even attempt to incubate any of these dinosaurs, because it's very easy to accidentally start incubating one without having set the right traits up, and you can't cancel incubation once it's in progress, which just messes the whole thing up. So make sure you save before you do anything, and then set all the traits, and then start incubating all 3 together. So assuming then you're doing something similar to me due to the space constraints of this disgusting place here, and that you're incubating your dinosaurs in a pre-existing enclosure, you're going to want to have your ACU helicopter ready. So bring it into position here. I bring it just past the Hammond Creation Lab because it does like to fly back by itself. And then only once it's in position will I go ahead and release all of these dinosaurs. And we'll release the Tyrannosaurus Rex first, and you can actually just release one at a time and have it tranked by the helicopter, but I just took the risk and had all 3 released together, and then I went ahead and tranked them all. Now you can trank them manually or you can trank them automatically, it makes no difference. If you need to see which dinosaurs, because you've got other dinosaurs in the enclosure already that you need to go ahead and trank, then press triangle when you're not piloting the helicopter to bring up the map, and you'll see a little security icon on the dinosaurs that are part of the objective. Now, once all 3 dinosaurs have been released, the objective is at that point going to update, and it tells you that you need to loan each dinosaur. And frustratingly, the game doesn't actually explain what it means by that. There hasn't been any other option before to loan a dinosaur, at least none that I'm aware of. But all this means, in effect, is once you've gone ahead and tranked them, normally where you press triangle if you want to sell a dinosaur, that option won't be available, and instead when you press triangle you will loan the dinosaur. Okay, so just for this mission, the sell, when you actually highlight one of the objective dinosaurs, will become loan, as you can see here, loan dinosaur. So we'll go ahead and make sure that we loan all 3 of these species, all 3 of these specific dinosaurs in fact. And once they've gone off there, the objective will once again update for us. Now, once you've gone ahead and selected the loan option on all 3 of these dinosaurs, it can take a few minutes for the transport helicopters to pick them up and fly them away. But when it does, the mission is going to update once more. And this time we need to await our dinosaurs' return. And this is where things get even more interesting. And by interesting, I mean just darn right annoying. Because we're going to have to wait for them to come back, and then we're going to have to rehouse them successfully. But when they come back, they're not going to come back as healthy dinosaurs. They're going to come back as dinosaurs that have sicknesses, that are weak, that other carnivores are going to want to pick on. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be thirsty. So it's going to be a bit of a nuisance to nurse these guys back to good health in order to complete the actual mission overall. So the way I've decided to do this is I'm actually creating another paddock. It's not huge. There's not a lot of space, as you know, in this place. I'm not going to be attaching a creation lab to this or anything. I will be putting a gate on though, so our rangers have access. And I'm going to be sticking a carnivore feeder in it and some water and a few trees in order to keep the forest needs at bay. And this is about the smallest size you want to make, otherwise the grassland needs won't be met. But with this size you should be okay. And what's going to happen then is we're just going to be waiting for the dinosaurs to return, and we're going to place them into this new pen. And once this bar fills up and the objective completes, then the mission's going to update with the first dinosaur ready to be returned. And it's the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And you just go ahead and select where you want to place it. So that is helpful that the game does actually let you choose where to do that. And I've overcomplicated it a little bit on my end. I've ended up placing the T-Rex in my current paddock, and then I've moved one of the other dinosaurs that T-Rex don't get on with into the new paddock. Why I've done it this way, to be honest, I'm not really sure, but don't overcomplicate matters. I think I was thinking about things a little bit too much rather than just doing the simple way of completing this. But anyway, just stick the dinosaur in the new paddock that you created, the smaller paddock probably, and wait for it to be placed. And you can already see as well that the objective has updated, and you can see that we're going to need to cure the dinosaur when it comes in and make sure that it has food and water. Now the good thing is you only get one of these dinosaurs back at a time. You don't get all three at once, which is a big help, trust me. So once the first dinosaur is returned to you, you're going to go ahead and meet the objectives here for that dinosaur. And I believe they're fixed objectives, they're not randomised. So for the first dinosaur, you're going to have to heal the disease that it comes back with and make sure that it is watered up so it's not thirsty anymore, and fed up as well. As in fed up as in, you know, it's eaten, not that it's bored or anything. So once you've done that, then the objective will update once more. But it can be a bit of a pain. The dinosaur AI is not absolutely spot on, it has to be said, in this game. So the dinosaur won't rush to eat or drink, which is really annoying, but it will try and break fences if it gets quite aggressive because its comfort levels drop or whatever the case may be. However, just make sure you know that you have some food ready and available for it from the feeders, and that there is water present for it to drink. And it's a good idea as well for the T-Rex to make sure that you do have a ranger nearby as well when it lands. I was a little bit delayed on this, which didn't help situation in all honesty. But it didn't end up too bad. I do manage to fix it all up just fine. But yeah, I do just recommend having a ranger ready, similar to how we had the helicopter ready a few minutes ago to trank these guys. Just make sure you have a ranger ready to heal them as soon as they're landed, so that they can just focus then on the eating and drinking. Once you've focused on all the needs, the objective should update, and we're just waiting for it to eat here. I've just skipped ahead a little bit. There we go. And then the next part of the mission will be to accept the next dinosaur. So we'll go ahead and accept that. There's no need to delay it. And once again, we'll just have to wait a minute or two once we've gone ahead and selected where we want it for it to return. One thing I did note was that this second dinosaur didn't require healing from a ranger. It didn't come back with a disease, which was helpful. Although it is really annoying having to mix and match these guys, since they just don't get on with one another. So make sure you've got your ACU helicopter around and about as well. I did find I had to move the dinosaurs from paddock to paddock in order to keep them happy, especially because the T-Rex just would not settle with any of these things. He'll settle with some of the other carnivores I already had penned, but not the dinosaurs that are part of this objective. So we will need to just move them around and stuff in order to keep everybody happy. But once you've met the needs of the second dinosaur, then once again the objective is going to update with a timer telling you how long until the third dinosaur is going to return. And I actually had a little bit of luck here. My Park's Tyrannosaurus Rex just died of old age. And what this means is I'm actually going to have another enclosure available to me. So I can move the Tyrannosaurus Rex that's part of this quest or mission over into this pen to replace the one that's just died. But if I didn't have that option to me, I might have had to have come to some other arrangements, because ideally you need 3 pens. There's just no way of getting around it because you have 3 dinosaurs, none of them get on with each other. I may have had to have sold the previous Tyrannosaurus Rex that just died in order to move the current Tyrannosaurus Rex into that pen. And once again, once the timer expires, you're going to get the message come up saying that the 3rd dinosaur is ready to be returned to you. And it's just the same process that you need to repeat here. Once again, though, there is going to be a disease that needs to be healed, so make sure you have your ranger team on standby ready. And these are all diseases that you can research by this point in the game as well. Obviously that makes sense, but just make sure, one thing I probably wish I'd have said a little bit earlier on is just to make sure that you're up to date with your research, okay, because otherwise you're going to be focusing on trying to look after your dinosaurs' needs while then panicking and scrambling to get research done. And once again then it's just a case of meeting the needs of the 3rd dinosaur, making sure that it's healed up and fed up and watered up. And that will be it. That is the final part of this mission. It is the final objective. And after that, you'll get the lovely mission complete screen. And you won't have to worry about failing this and restarting it. You do get the Giganotosaurus as the reward, which is a new fossil you can go and hunt for out with your expedition team.
Interesting report I've just read. Seems some of the dinosaurs suffered unnatural injuries. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
But there we have it then, folks. So I hope this little guide's been helpful to you. Let me know what you think of this mission in the comment section, and which, if you've done all 3 of the missions on this island, you found to be the most challenging, and also which one you found to be the least challenging. I'll be interested in hearing if everybody is unanimous on that or not. But if you've enjoyed watching, guys, please don't forget you can support me by subscribing to my YouTube channel and by sharing this video with anybody you know that's playing this game. But thanks for stopping by today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time for more JWE. Goodbye.